Hi everybody, it's Seth, your Mild Mannered Mage, and I am here with another episode of the best card in Magic. And here with me today is Patrick from Just Cardboard.
Hey, how's everybody doing? It's Patrick from JustCardboardMTG. Everybody can find me on Instagram at JustCardboardMTG, and I'm excited to be here. Thank you for having me. I can't wait to talk about Magic, my favorite thing to do.
Glad to have you here with us. And Pat has a fantastic series on his Instagram account, Ignite the Creator, which highlights a lot of creators across the, I guess we'll say, the Magic universe.
Yeah.
I know I got featured on his Instagram account. What was that? Back in February, I think, of this year.
I think so. I know it was a little while back. We've had a lot of people on there so far this year. I think we're close to the end of the 60s, so I think we're close to hitting 70 people on there so far this year.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, 2 creators a week. It's kind of hard to keep up with it, though, because I have to try to find people who I haven't had on there yet. And also getting the info back from people seems to be a challenge right now.
It's getting to be kind of a busy time, too,
yeah,
with all this back to school and everything.
Yep. And that's why I never rush anybody. And, if I have to put it off a day, I'll put it off a day. It doesn't matter. So, yeah.
And this is season 2 that you're in with Ignite the Creator?
I started it last year as just kind of a way. I mean, it was kind of selfish. I just wanted to learn more about the other creators that I followed and everything. But I also knew that, like, a lot of our followers would be interested too. Or as I call my followers now, I call them the Cardboard fam. Just Cardboard. It just kind of works.
Oh, yeah, I like it.
So the Cardboard fam also really enjoys learning about different creators and everything. And we've had a great response to it, and we've had a little bit of everybody, from people who've just started pages to people who have been around forever. And some of the people are like, I don't know if I'm big enough. I'm like, no, everybody is welcome. I don't care if you have 1 follower or you have 10 million. Everybody is welcome. It's a way for us to all get to know each other. I did finally do my own creator one, which will be it is pinned. Yeah, I know, which is terrible because everybody's like, oh, you're gonna do one? I'm like, yeah, I'll get it in. Should have been in season 1. Should have probably been the first person. But I did it this year. I had a day that was open, and I'm like, hey, I'll just finally answer the questions. So I do have mine up there as well. If anybody wants to look at it, it's pinned as one of my pinned posts on the Instagram. And I just kind of talk a little bit about myself, which is cool, and my love of Magic and all that good stuff.
Oh, yeah. And how long have you been playing Magic for?
In November, it will be 12 years. Wait, how old am I? Yes, it'll be 12 years. I started when I was 21, and I'll be 33 in November. So, yeah, it was a 21st birthday present from a roommate at the time. He was like, this is back when Toys R Us was still around. I know. We walked into a Toys R Us, and he bought a dual deck. It was the one that had the blue mage. I can never think of his name. The one you can tap to, like, draw 3 cards or something. Starts with an A. I can see him. I just don't remember his name. I think it's draw 3 cards. But it also came with Zurgo Helm Smasher. I believe it was Zurgo Helm Smasher. But it was that, and I believe it was from either Theros or Born of the Gods. That's around the time I got in, was Theros, Born of the Gods, and all of that. So, yeah, that's around the time I got into it. And, yeah, after that game, he kind of handed me his collection and was like, look through them, build a deck out of whatever you want. He still, at least I think he still uses plastic bags as ways to sort his cards.
That kind of hurts the heart a little bit.
Oh, I know. But back then we didn't know.
Yeah.
And so he handed me his cards. I started flipping through. The first bag I grabbed was white, and I found the original Kemba, the one that cared about the more equipment she had, the more cats you make.
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah.
I was like, wait a minute, you're telling me I get to make cats? He was like, yeah. And I'm like, all right, let me see what I could do with this. So I made a 60 card cat deck, but when he taught me how to play, he was like, rule of 20, 20 creatures, 20 lands, 20 of everything else combined.
Yeah.
So that's how we made the kitchen table decks, and I fell in love with Magic there. And it honestly wasn't until I believe it was 2016 or 17. When did Edgar come out? Was that
Edgar Markov?
Yeah, Edgar and
Yeah. Probably around
Arabu. Was it 2017, 28, or was it was
2015,
before
2016,
that?
I think. Yeah, because Edgar
Oh.
was a commander deck originally.
Yeah. Hold on, I got it right here. C17. So yeah.
We were both wrong.
Yep. Commander 2017 is what got me into Commander, because I had a buddy. All we ever played was just casual 60 card. And one of my buddies was like, no, dude, you got to play Commander. And I opened my mouth up before those decks were spoiled. And I go, look, if they ever make a cat Commander, I'll start playing Commander. And then shortly after, Arabu was announced. On top of that, Edgar was announced. And I was like, wait a minute. I have a 60 card red deck, red black vampire deck. And I'm like, I also have a white cat deck, and I like Selesnya. So then I started playing Commander. I no longer have my Arabu built. It will eventually be put back together. Edgar's still built, but Arabu I took apart to build Shram Voltron, because Arabu was Voltron, and I was like, I can't have two Voltron decks. Now all my decks are tribal, or typals. So it doesn't matter. I should have just done it. But yeah, and then I switched my new cat commander, and I say it with air quotes, is Windgrace. Windgrace is my baby, and that is my favorite deck. And I understand he is a planeswalker, but he is a panther, so he is a cat.
Yeah. I mean, makes perfect sense to me.
Right? That's what I say.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I said that cats got me into Magic, and cats keep me into Magic, because every time we print a new cat or something, I'm like, ooh. I'm like, I should build a cat deck again.
Yeah.
So cats got me into Magic, and they keep me in Magic, and yeah.
Yeah. And here I thought you were going to say you had a Ren and Siri deck as well floating around. Cats and dogs living together, total chaos. Oh yeah.
I'm going to be giving this away starting Monday. I don't know when you're posting this, but Monday the 25th of August, it's going to be a giveaway for hitting 10K. I have two of them. I bought one for me, and the other one I was going to keep sealed, but I thought hitting 10K was worth a big giveaway. So
that is a big accomplishment.
Yes, it took me a little over 2 years, but I did it my way. I know there's other ways I could have put my face on more videos and done more reels with myself in it, and I think I would have grown quicker. It seems like people like seeing who's behind the page, but I was nervous up until fairly recently. Our friend Tybalt's Apprentice is actually one of the people who got me in front of the camera for the first time, and off from the success of one of those reels, because we were talking, I think it was best, like our favorite Magic cards or our top Magic cards or something, and I introduced him to one of my favorite cards, and this is why I was glad you specified just mono green cards, is because my first thought was Vexing Shusher, I believe it's called.
Oh yeah, was he a red green goblin?
He's red. Yeah, where basically I think you can pay one or tap him, or I think it's pay one, and you can make your spells uncounterable. He also is not able to be countered, I believe, which it's just one of the best cards in my Lord Windgrace deck, and he and I talked about that, and we made a reel of it, or not a reel, a YouTube short, and it blew up, and then I'm like, oh, I guess people care about what I have to say, so I might as well start putting myself out there a little bit more.
I mean, I'm the same way. for a long time, a lot of my videos and a lot of my Instagram posts, all you were seeing were just like my hands because I had the camera pointing down and I'm just showing things and talking. And it took me a long time to really feel comfortable about having myself on camera and being able to talk about cards and everything.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's a lot to kind of put yourself out there and be able to talk. And then when you start seeing like, oh, well, people do really want to hear what you're having to say, it does make you feel good.
It definitely does. And then the other thing for me too is growing up and stuff, I had a speech impediment, which I can say that word, but I struggle saying a lot of things and just pronouncing a lot of things. So I get self-conscious. I'm not going to lie. I'm like, I'm going to mess this up. And if you ever catch me on a stream or anything, you'll hear me basically say half a name of a card because I'm like, I know how to pronounce half of it. I'm only going to go with the half that I know how to say, and I'll explain what the card does.
Well, and with a lot of Magic cards, you're like, where? Yeah. How did you come up with this name?
Yeah. I do have to say one of the benefits about Magic though is it's taught me how to spell a lot better than I used to be able to. I read way more than I ever thought I would in my life. I can't tell you how many times I've read through like a million cards just to build a deck.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I do have to say, just because I can't always pronounce stuff, at least I can spell the weird names that nobody knows what it means.
That's right. I'll hummer it.
Yeah, right. I was just looking and I'm like, I actually don't have anything here picked out for today that I'm not going to be able to pronounce. I didn't even put that as one of my things to make sure. But yeah, no, I can pronounce all these. I'm probably still going to mess them up, but I can.
That's fine. Well, I think that's a great segue. So today, again, we're talking about the best cards in Magic. And again, these are, our opinions. These are our favorite cards to be able to play in Magic. And you picked out, what color are we talking about?
We're going to talk about green. Green is probably my favorite, even though I started as a white player. Gruul, green, red is my home. That's where I feel the most comfortable building and everything. And out of those two colors, I really love green. I have green in a lot of my decks, and that's mainly, I'm not going to lie, it's easier to build with green.
All right, yeah. I mean, green, it's the color of ramp. It's the color of trample. It's the color of the big beefy stuff.
I mean, it's so much fun to just punch people in the face. You just got big creatures and you're just like, let me swing at you.
My mono green Vorinclex, the Monster Schrader.
Yeah.
It is so much math.
See, I understand that because I know I was just telling you about my Terry the Terrible deck, which is the vanilla World Tyrant Dinosaur Ooze. And he is sub-themed as main theme is vanilla creatures. Sub-theme is +1/+1 counters in fighting. Oh yeah. And the last time I played it Friday night. It was a lot of math, and I didn't realize actually how well the deck was going to perform because of the fact that I built it with certain restrictions and everything. But then once counters started going on stuff, and I have just about everything in the deck to either add an additional counter when you add a counter, or double the counters, or put counters on things. So I play one creature, and then I'm sitting there going, okay, how many counters does it get? Well, this doubles it. This gives it an extra. And yeah, a lot of math. Green is a lot of math. Yeah. So
green, you would think green is just the color of punching things. No, green is the color of math.
It really is. It really is.
So, what card do you want to start with first? What's at the top of the list?
I'm going to go with, now this is purely my opinion. I know there are better cards, but this card I put into every green deck. It is my pet card. I absolutely love it, and it is Praetor's Council.
Okay.
It is a super expensive, so it's a sorcery and it's an 8 cost. So it's 3 green,
Okay.
5 colorless. But what it does is return all cards from your graveyard to your hand. Exile Praetor's Council. You have no maximum hand size for the rest of the game. So
it's bringing your graveyard back to hand.
Yep.
Now you have no max hand size.
Yep.
So anything that you needed that might have been gone
is back in my hand. Yes. Yep. And it's awesome too because of the fact that then I have like a, not really a reanimation spell, but I have a way to save my graveyard. Mm-hmm. And it's one of those things where I play it in Windgrace. So that's where I really fell in love with it, is how well it works in there. And I mean, I typically can cast it turn 5 if needed. If not even sooner than that, but most of the time it's around turn 5 where I cast it, and I get all my protection spells back. I get all my ramp back. I get everything back that I may have thrown away to either draw or something else that I'd like, and I feel like this just makes it so you can continue playing your deck if you're going through your deck very fast, which is what Windgrace does. Mm-hmm. Especially where I run 40 lands, and I can typically get 40 lands out by turn 7 to 10. And then, yeah, it's mean. It's mean, and I love it. I did take the OG Vorinclex out of it, but I used to get the OG Vorinclex out turn 3 on average. But yeah.
Because the OG Vorinclex, that's 8 cost, 9 cost?
I think it's 8.
Yeah.
But yeah, the deck ramps, and this card just, it seems to me like it's always an out if you run out of things in your hand, and especially in green where you have access to all the mana, because you literally have access to all the mana at any time. I mean, with all the ramp and everything. So I decided that was, in my opinion, one of the best green cards. I understand it's expensive, and most people are like, well, an 8-cost spell should win you the game. I feel like it wins me the game a lot of the time because I get the answers or removal or whatever I need from the graveyard back in my hand to then facilitate the win.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you're getting everything back to be able to recast it again. I mean, I've seen Praetor's Council be able to go off, and especially, by the time you're able to cast it, it's going to be mid to late.
Yeah.
So you're going to have the mana, and if your deck is doing what your deck needs to do, then you're going to have the mana in spades to be able to play it and do other things on top of it.
Or if you can't, let's say you tap out, it's always nice to have like a Seedborn Muse or something to untap all your lands at the end of turn. Mm-hmm. Or at the beginning of other people's turn, or there's that enchantment that also does it for your lands, I believe at the end of turn.
Yeah.
Your turn. Because, I mean, then you have your protection spell, so even if you tap out completely your turn to cast it, and you pass, you don't have to worry about much. At least in my experiences, I haven't had to. I have had some games where I go to play it, and somebody some way, somehow ends up being able to remove my graveyard before it resolves, and that hurts.
Yeah. But you're just one Bajuka Bog away.
Oh, I know. Trust me, I know. And surprisingly, I do have to say that's a good thing about a lot of people that I play with, is they either forget to add a bog to their black deck, or they're not running black. And I'm like, oh, okay, you're in white. You're not going to run any graveyard hate? Like, where's your graveyard hate? But so no, that to me is the best green card. And I understand it's controversial. There are better. I know this, but to me, it is the best green card.
Yeah, and again, this is all subject to our opinions. Everybody else has their own opinions, and feel free to comment below what you think about Praetor's Council as one of the best cards, or if you think you might have a card that does something very similar that you think might be a little bit better. Let us know in the comments below.
Oh, yes, I would love that.
One card that I think that doesn't see enough play because I think people think that they've got a better version of it.
All right.
Because and this is an enchantment. I always see Sylvan Library being played a lot.
Yep.
Right? Everybody runs Sylvan Library. But what I don't see them run is what I feel like is an enchantment that's just as good. And it costs 1 mana less.
Ooh.
Have you ever heard of Miri's Guile?
I just bought one, literally
You
before.
just bought
I'm
one.
not even kidding. I was thinking about it, and I was like, oh yeah, I had forgotten about it. To be quite honest, I
Yep.
had 100% forgotten about it. And I looked on TCG Player, and they had the Future Sight frame from the mystery booster boxes, $8. So
Oh,
I'm like,
wow.
oh yeah, the original version is still like 16-ish, and then they have the Judges promo, I believe, which is about 36.
I'm on TCG Player right now, and Judge's promo is actually like almost 44 right now.
Oh, geez. Oh, then it must have been like heavily played, the one I saw.
Yeah, it just jumped up because I was comparing costs, because like when I bought Miri's Guile the first time, I was able to get it like, and this was like years ago, I got it for like $8.
Jeez.
And
Yeah.
you know, at the time Sylvan Library was like $50-$60. And I was like,
I think it's back up there, isn't it?
but now Sylvan Library has come down to like $25 to $30.
Uh-huh.
And Mary's Guile, the cheapest version you can get is the Mystery Booster 2 at $9.
Yep.
And then the Tempest printing is still at like $27.
Yep. I do have to say, I like the Future Sight border myself better.
It looks awesome.
I went with that one. I almost bought the foil, because the average foil, I think on there it said for that frame was like $26. Yeah. At least that's what the median is. So I was going to look at that, but I'm like, no, $8 for this is worth it. And yes, I agree. I have to say, I don't know. I would rather run that than Sylvan Library, to be quite honest. Or both.
For those not familiar, and when I go through and edit this, I'm going to be tossing up the cards. But for those that are not familiar, Mary's Guile, 1 green mana. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may look at the top 3 cards of your library, put them back in any order. Now, granted, I understand the great thing with Sylvan Library. You pay the life, you get the cards, your deck thinning. I understand that. You don't have to explain that about, drawing the cards. But what if you don't want to pay the life? Because 8 life a turn, that's a lot. This is a good alternative that you're basically scrying, right?
Yeah.
Without putting it on the bottom. You can rearrange the cards so that you're always getting the best card of the 3 at the top for your upkeep draw. And then if you've got a fetch land or some effect that will allow you to shuffle, then by the time your next turn, you got a fresh 3 to look at.
Yep.
And I think it's so underplayed, and it has the same effect, and you're getting it out 1 turn faster than your Sylvan Library.
Yeah. And I have to say, the more I've added Sylvan Library to decks, the more I'm just using it to kind of manipulate the top. I don't always keep the cards, and most of the time I don't need to keep the cards because I have other ways to draw. So I completely agree. I should have put it on my list, but I didn't own a copy, and I was like, nah, I'll just order one, and maybe you'd say it. So yeah, I agree with you, man. That probably would be one of my tops as well.
Now I will say, like with Sylvan Library, I do run that I have a Necrobloom deck. Necrobloom, Necroblossom, I always get the second part of that mixed up. But basically it has Dredge 2 where you're, instead of drawing, you can mill 2 and return a land to your hand. One nice thing about Sylvan Library and Necrobloom, you can replace your Sylvan Library effects with dredge effects and then not take any life.
Huh.
I
like
see
that.
the wheels turning.
Yeah, that is
Because
cool.
you're replacing the draw effect with the dredge effect.
Yep.
Because of the way that Sylvan Library is worded, it says you're drawing those cards initially. So, and with dredge, or whenever you draw on your upkeep, you're dredging instead.
Yeah. Huh.
So,
Maybe I need to. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, I have a lovely garden deck.
Very nice. Very nice.
Yes, we make plants and then we grow zombies out of it. So
That is awesome.
So what else do you have on your list of green goodness?
So the next one is gonna be a creature.
Okay.
And I recently fell in love with this creature, and it's because of the way it's worded. And it is Root Path Purifier.
Oh, okay. Walk me through that one.
It is a 3 colorless, 1 green for a 3/4 elf druid.
Okay.
Lands you control and lands in your library are basic.
Okay. Is that a fairly new card?
It is. It is from Brothers War Commander, I believe.
Okay. And that would allow you to go search for then
anything with a Evolving Wilds. You can get any land card in your deck with any basic fetch land. Or, as I like to use it in Windgrace, I can use any of those effects that say, find X basic lands, put them onto the battlefield. All my lands are now basic.
Yep.
And one of the other cards that I kind of play with it is actually one of my favorite ramp cards. So kind of twofer for this, but is Grow from the Ashes. Mm-hmm. It's the 3 costs. Search your library for a basic land, put it onto the battlefield. It does not tap. That is the main thing that I like. So in my opinion, it's a 2-cost ramp spell because you get a land untapped, but it has kicker of 2. So if you pay 5, you get to search your library for 2 basic lands and put them on the battlefield. So again, magic math, at least my magic math, green player math, it only costs 3 to do that because you get 2 lands untapped.
That's so right. Yeah.
With the Root Path Purifier, I can go get any lands I want, put them onto the battlefields untapped if they come in untapped, which means you can also grab your triomes, you can grab anything like that. So I think anybody who's playing a multicolored deck that has green should consider the Root Path Purifier, just because all your lands are then basic.
I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, and
it's a 4-drop.
Yes, 4-drop, 3/4. So it's not even a bad creature, and it's an elf type.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's an elf druid, which is awesome. So it has a lot of different uses, but it's also a card that I never see people play, which drives me crazy.
I remember when that was spoiled and thinking, like, this would be a fantastic card so that you could get whatever. But then, again, like you said, you never see people playing it. And you said that was in the Commander set, not in the main set?
Well, it says BRC, so I'm assuming that BRC, the code is the Brothers War. Sorry, I can also look it up real quick.
I'm double checking too. Root Path.
Yeah, Brothers War Commander. So it was in the Brothers War Commander deck.
Yeah. So I don't know why a lot of people aren't playing that.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where when I play it and people see it, they lose their mind, take pictures of it, and go, I need to add this to my 5-color deck or whatever. And it's put in work, especially when I can get it out most games turn 2. and then, you know, turn 3, drop I don't know, like an Evolving Wilds or a Terramorphic Expanse, and just go grab a basic.
Yeah.
Which is any of my lands. So, yeah. So I just think it's cool because it also affects the cards in your library, and not a lot of cards in Magic also change the typings in your deck.
Your library, yeah.
So when I saw that, I'm like, oh yeah, this is Windgrace, and no matter what I cut out of the deck, I'm never going to end up cutting this out. And I haven't. And it always, every time I play it, it feels good to play it. Even if I don't have a basic fetch land left, it's still awesome to play. Just having the access to have all of your lands basic puts in huge work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, because that's like almost instant color fixing. It's not as good as like a chromatic lantern, but like you said, using that fetch land, your Evolving Wilds, your Terramorphic Expanse, just to be able to get a Triome that you'd be able to fix whatever color you might be missing.
Yeah, and sorry, I just wanted to read the ruling on it real quick.
Okay.
Just because I wanted to. Okay, so if you play that after, it was the blood rule ruling only because I thought I was right, but I wasn't. If you play that after somebody plays a blood moon, all of your lands are now fine. They are no longer mountains because all of your lands then become basic land type, and blood moon, Magus of the Moon, anything like that no longer affects your lands.
Okay, so if somebody drops a blood moon, somebody drops the Magus of the Moon, then all of your stuff reverts back because they're no longer non-basic, they are basic.
Yep.
And then they'll tap for whatever. So that's an extra layer of protection for you for your stuff.
Yeah. So I think that it should be played more, and I don't see it enough. And I think it's one of the strongest green cards.
I mean, that sounds phenomenal. You know, as soon as you said it, it's like, this sounds familiar.
Yeah.
And like, yep, that's exactly why it did, because it was one of those like, why did they print this? And and again, like you said, not enough people play it.
No, not at all. Which is crazy because yes, it's 4. I understand, but you're in green. 4 is nothing.
Yeah, 4 is nothing. That's, you know, turn 2 rampant growth, turn 3. You know, you're going to have enough mana to be able to play it.
Yeah, or even turn 2, you know, you drop Explore, drop a land. Well, drop a land, drop Explore, drop a second land, drop your Soul Ring if you needed to, and then turn 2, you just play it with the mana you have, drop your Evolving Wilds, crack it, grab whatever you need, your Triome or whatever.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how many times I've done that. It's a lot of fun. And then people are looking at you like, wait, you can't get a Triome with that. And you're like, well, yeah, they're basic now.
Yeah, it's a basic. It does what it's supposed to.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
What's your next one, my friend?
So my next one, I have a creature as well, and this is an older creature that has seen a lot of reprinting, and I just feel like it doesn't get really the play that it should, because I think it has a lot of potential and it does a lot.
Okay.
And I chose Elder Golgoroth as the creature.
Okay.
Are you familiar with Elder Golgoroth?
The name sounds familiar.
It is a 5 mana, 2 green and 3, 6/6 beast.
Now that I see it,
yep. It has vigilance, it has reach, it has trample, and it also has, whenever this creature attacks or blocks, choose one of these 3. You either get a 3/3 beast creature token, you gain 3 life, or you draw a card.
I look over this too much. Looking at it now, I kind of feel silly
Yeah.
because I have no excuse. I just forgot about it.
I mean,
I was gonna try to. I was
does
like,
work.
that doesn't work for me in my Windgrace deck, and I'm like, yes, it does. I'm getting swung at all the time.
Yeah, because it gives you something to block flyers. It's got reach. It's huge at a 6/6.
I mean, just the keywords alone and it being a 6/6 for 5 mana is insane.
Yeah.
But you add all the other words and it just gets even better.
Yeah, and then you block something. Okay, what do I need right now? Do I need another body?
Yeah. Do I need life?
Life, or do I need card advantage?
Cards.
And you get one of those.
Yeah.
Cards.
All the time, cards.
Cards all the time. Well, for me, it's either going to be I need another body or I need cards.
Okay, I could see the other body actually. I can agree with that. The life I'm not normally worried about.
Unless I'm starting to get like in the teens.
Oh, see, I'm a little crazy. I'm like, nah, I got 10 life. I'll take the 5. Okay. and then I get down to like 3, and I'm like, ooh, I really probably should have blocked one of those creatures. But yeah, I am very much. I'm like, nope. The only point of life that matters is 1. That is all that matters. Is the last one. 1
life. You're still in it to win it.
Yes.
And I have won games with 1 life.
I have a few decks that are good at gaining life, and I have come back from 1 life to being over 40 in the span of like 4 turns, and people are like, "Wait, huh?"
We just had you down.
Yeah.
We're ready to kill you.
Yeah, the only point of life that matters is the last one. And as long as you don't lose that, you keep going. And once I learned that, I became a better Magic player in my own head. I am not a good Magic player.
But yeah, I mean, I feel like this is a slept on creature because it gives you so much. It's a consummate blocker because even if you attack with it, it's got Vigi, so it's going to stay untapped.
Yeah.
It can hit it's going to be able to go over most other creatures.
It's not even a deals damage trigger. It's just an attack or block trigger.
Yeah, it doesn't even have to touch. It just has to swing.
I mean, worst case scenario, it just eats removal for you. That is probably going to be my favorite one for the day. I have to say, maybe I just kind of forgot it existed. I mean, the last time, it was reprinted in one of the Ether Drift commanders.
Yeah, it was reprinted in Aether Drift. When did it originally come out? Because I think it came out in a core set.
Yeah, it was Core 21.
Core 21. So I mean, it's been around for a hot minute.
I don't know if I have any of them.
Maybe you probably have some sitting around.
Well, I'm trying to think. I think I have my. Yeah, I'll have to dig and look.
and looking at them, like looking at the cost on them, it's not too bad. If you pick up the Aether Drift ones, they're not quite $3. If you pick up the regular core set ones, they're not quite $4.
Yeah, and then the borderless though is 16.
Yeah, the borderless is 16 if you want to go fancy, and if you get the pre-release one.
How much is that one? Oh, okay. I am a big sucker for pre-release cards, although I don't like the way they do it anymore. I miss the old pre-release where they put the actual date. Now they don't put the whole date. Yeah,
they just put the year on it.
Yeah, it bums me out. I like to remember the weekends that I went to it,
They probably did that as a cost-saving measure, I imagine.
Oh, I guarantee, and that's why they made it like a block now, so it's just easier to stamp. Yeah. Makes sense. I preferred the old way.
The old ways.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Yep. I saved that card so I could go back to it after.
You can go back and find.
Honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, I'm thinking about the creatures in my Windgrace deck, and I'm like, yeah, I could cut something to put that in there. Okay. Just as like, there's a few creatures in there that I haven't even played yet. So I'm like, oh, okay, let me just remove this creature because I always have something better to play than some of the top end creatures in my Windgrace deck.
Yeah.
In this guy, I could be like, oh, actually, if I get him out, then they're going to use the removal on that instead of this. Yeah,
Maybe.
I like that card.
There you go. What else you got?
All right. My all-time favorite protection spell, and this is because I like landfall and I like lands, is Constant Mists.
Constant Mists. Okay.
2 costs, instant. I think it's from Stronghold. If that's what the set symbol is, I believe that's Stronghold. It has
Stronghold. Yep.
Yep. It has buyback, sacrifice a land. Creatures deal no combat damage this turn.
Interesting.
And in Windgrace, I get to play lands from my graveyard. And in most of my green decks, I run ways to play lands from my graveyard, which is another one of my favorite cards. Is the Naga that does it, or Snake now that does it.
Yeah.
I don't remember its name.
Something.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about though. It's an older now. But there's a lot of
I know the one that you're talking, the older one, the cleric.
Yeah, it's from isn't it from Amonkhet?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, that's the one I'm thinking of. But the Constant Mist is just one of those things where if I have that in hand and I have lands that I can sack, or even if I don't have lands that I can sack, if I have mana untapped, I am always okay casting that and throwing my lands into the graveyard.
Have you seen
it works? Yes.
Explorer, that's a new one that does the same thing.
Do you want to see something real quick?
Sure. Oh, very nice.
It's not the shattered foil, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But that was in my collector box. So, yeah, it is going to make its way to Windgrace, but I'm actually making some edits to Windgrace because now I have too many things that are putting things into the graveyard. So I'm going to add an Eldrazi to shuffle my graveyard back in. I think I'm going to...
the original Kozilek.
That's who I was going with. I talked to... Tybalt's Apprentice about it because he and I have gotten to know each other very well, and he also plays Windgrace. So every time I think of it, I ask him for advice. And he and I discussed it, and it was either the OG Kozilek or the Ulamog, I believe. And I'm like, Ulamog is just a little too scary, so I'm gonna put the Kozilek in there, and I will be good. But yes, so that is... I
like the Kozilek because if you do get a chance to play him, you get the 4 cards out of him.
My reasoning. We think the same, my friend. Yep.
Yep.
100%. But yeah, so that is my favorite basic fog. It's a fog.
Ramanoop Excavator.
Thank you. Yep, that one. He is one of my favorite ways to get lands out of my graveyard.
Yep.
But I mean, then you also have like Crucible of Worlds. Yep. You have the Oracle of Moldiah. Mm-hmm. Is that graveyard?
I don't think Oracle is.
No, Oracle I think is just...
Oracle I think lets you play an additional land.
Yeah, and it might let you play lands from the top of your library.
I believe you're right.
Yep. You play with the top card of your library. And sorry, not Oracle. There's another creature that does it. I just can't think of it off the top of my head. But yes, so with how many things we have nowadays to get lands from the graveyard or play lands from the graveyard, Constant Mist, if you have any of those ways to play lands from the graveyard, I feel like is one of the best ways to just fog out your opponents.
Yeah. I agree. Yep. And being able to prevent that damage, especially if somebody's swinging for game.
Yep.
Being able to stop that so that you can get through to your turn. That's a good way to do it.
I have gone down to 2 or 3 lands, just sacking a land each turn to keep buying it back, to buy me enough time to draw enough cards to get what I needed to get to get a win. But yeah, it puts in work.
Yeah. And then, being able to buy it back, constantly being able, especially if it's like, if you play your turn and then the next player goes, they try to win. Nope, we're going to prevent all combat damage and attack the land. Then the next player, we're going to do the same thing. Then the next player, and then being able to chain that together.
Exactly. And most of the time too, I'll let one or two people swing at me, take a little bit of damage, and then the third person be like, "Nah, I don't want to take that one."
Yeah, and we'll stop that one, and then just keep going.
Yeah. So that is my favorite fog.
Well, I've got another kind of lesser known card for you.
Okay.
And this one is also an instant.
Nice.
Are you familiar with Evolution Charm?
Yes. I don't remember what it does off the top of my head, but yes, I am.
So it is green and 1 for an instant, and you get a choice of one of 3 things. You can either go get a basic and put it into your hand. So it's a little bit worse mana round, right? Because it's coming into your hand instead of being able to play it onto the battlefield. But at least, if you're playing it the turn before, if you need the land, you're getting it into your hand before your turn. You can return a creature from your graveyard to your hand. So again, before your turn, being able to bounce something from your grave back to your hand.
Yeah. Do I?
And then the last one, which is kind of a nice little added bonus, is target creature gains flying until end of turn.
Oh yeah, I forgot it adds the flying.
Yeah. So I feel like just because, you get some options with this. You draw it early game.
Mm-hmm.
I need the land. Let me go get the land, put it into my hand, play it on my turn. I'm kind of ahead.
Yeah.
I need it's mid game. I need this creature back. Let me go get that creature. So mid to late game, you can use it to recur any creature you might need, or if you're trying to eliminate somebody, or if they've got like a planeswalker that's about to ult.
You just give something flying and swing in.
Flying and be able to take somebody out.
I do like that card. I always forget that it gives flying. I remember the first 2, but the third one I always forget about.
Yeah. And that's the one that always sneaks up on people. Like, how are you doing flying?
And no, that makes sense. I don't know if I run it in Windgrace, but I could see it going in there.
Yeah.
Because my creatures die a lot, and I like graveyard recursion.
So it gives you a little graveyard recursion, gives you a little tactical advantage, maybe some mana ramp, especially with the Root Speaker.
Yeah.
Being able to go get a basic.
Yeah.
And what's nice is the last I looked, the Evolution Charm are only running at 11 cents a pop.
Which is awesome. And I know I have a ton of them because I read it every time I open one. I'm terrible at actually remembering.
Yeah, so it's just kind of a fun little instant, and it can do, again, multi-use depending on what you need it for.
Yeah.
Early game to mid game to late game.
Huh. I like that. Yeah. I should remember to at least put it on lists when I'm building green. That is
just as that's a possibility.
Yeah, put it in there as a maybe, and then as I'm cutting down, compare it to some of the other things that don't give me options, and then thank you for that, brother.
Oh yeah,
thank you.
What else you got?
I have, and this went into my Terry the Terrible deck because it does not give any keywords, but it gives keyword effects. So it is a 1-cost enchant creature.
Okay.
Yes, I had to read the Oracle text because I was very specific about my rulings on this deck. I cannot give anything keywords, but it is an a creature enchant, or an aura as they're called nowadays, 1 cost, and it's called Instill Energy. So what it says is enchanted creature is unaffected by summoning sickness. Now, the way the Oracle text is worded is enchanted creature can attack as though it had haste. It does not give it haste. It allows it to it allows it to attack as though it doesn't have haste. I mean, as though it has haste. So, but the best part about it is for 0, you can untap enchanted creature. Activate this only during your turn and only once each turn.
For how much?
0.
You untap a creature.
That creature. Sorry, enchanted creature. Yep.
On your turn?
Yep, and only once, but it's free.
So you can swing with it,
Yep.
pay 0, and then untap it.
Yep.
So you might as well just say that it has vigilance.
Technically, but I didn't give keywords to my creatures.
Yeah. So it technically has the haste.
Yep.
And technically it has the vigilance.
Yes. But the cool thing is, too, though, is if you put it on something you're using as a mana dork, you can then pay 0 to untap it to retap it.
Yep.
So, yeah, it's from, when was it printed? So it was printed, the newest printing was 5th edition.
Oh, wow.
And
that's why it's got the weird wording on the Oracle.
Yeah. I mean, I also, white borders, one of my favorite borders, so I got the white border version of it. But it's an insane card, and I never see it played. And I mean, it is literally for the 5th edition. The average is $1.58, but nobody ever plays it. I don't see it in any decks. I bought a playset of it so I could add one to my elf deck, Lathril. Add it in there, because then just being able to give her haste and being able to untap her for free is amazing. Yeah. But not a lot of people play it, and it's kind of crazy because, I mean, even in, for example, I want to build Wolverine. I haven't built him yet, but regenerate. You have to tap the creature to remove it from combat.
Yeah.
This just lets you untap Wolverine, so then you have a blocker again. Or any creature that you do that with, you know? So I love Instill Energy. I do not think it's played enough. I know we have things that do similar effects, but man, it's so cool. It's haste without haste, and it's vigilance without vigilance, so it didn't go against the rules to put it in a deck where I'm not giving creatures keywords, because a lot of things nowadays, they've errated it or changed the Oracle text to say, oh, enchanted creature has haste.
Right.
This specifically says it can attack as though it had haste. So you can't.
It has haste, not that it has it.
Exactly. So you can't tap, to my knowledge, you can't tap it for mana or anything. You'll only be able to attack with it.
Yeah.
Because of the way it's worded. But you can always untap the creature after you swing with it. So for me, you know, I have my commander, he's a 9/7, and being able to play him for 5 and then drop this to swing with him is kind of crazy. Like, people aren't going to see it coming, especially where I'm like, I don't give keywords, no keywords, because I'm not lying. I don't give keywords. It gives the effective keywords without giving keywords. But yes, it is one of my new favorite cards. Well, new old favorite cards. Or it's one of my, you know what I'm saying, trying to say.
One of your old new
favorite cards?
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. I like that. Yeah. So it is awesome, and I think it should be played way more than it is. And I just don't think a lot of people know about it. But yeah, it's wicked cool, and I love it. And it's one of those things where people look at me going, I thought you don't give your creatures haste. I'm like, it's not haste. Read the Oracle text.
It's like haste.
Yes. It's haste adjacent.
I mean, you might as well call him Shadowfax at that point.
Yeah.
We're going to show you the meaning of it. Yeah. But we're not doing it.
No. It just does the thing, but it's not it.
Yeah.
Yes. Do you have another one, my friend?
Uh, so I think the next one that I have, I think, is a good mid to late game, and really can be used to really wrap up any
Ooh.
game.
All right.
And I've used it to like really shut down a game. And I've been behind in a game, and even just putting 10 mana into it was able to then jump into the lead and grab the win.
Ooh, you have me hooked.
And this is a sorcery
Mm-hmm.
for 3 green and X. We have Genesis Wave.
Oh, yes. I love me my G waves.
Oh yeah, gotta love a G Wave. And G Wave right now is at a premium to get. If you do not own any G Waves, this is the time to get it because of the Lord of the Rings reprinting. I think right now they are 26 cents each on TCG Player.
Was it reprinted in
In which one?
I thought it was printed in it was also printed in Foundations.
Was it printed in Foundations too?
Yes.
Oh, yep, you
Because
are right.
I
27
was like
cents on Foundations.
hold on. I pulled the fancy foil version, the fancy borderless version, I thought.
Which,
Um
fantastic card. 3
I-
green mana
yeah.
and X. So you're dumping minimum 4, and then however much you want to put into it. Reveal the top X cards of your library. Put any number of permanents, so that's lands, creatures, enchantments, artifacts, planeswalkers, with mana value X or less from among them onto the battlefield. Then put all the cards revealed this way that weren't instants or sorcery, or so that are basically instants or sorceries, or anything over that mana value into your graveyard.
Yep.
So you put enough mana into X, it doesn't matter.
Nope.
Because what's the most expensive card to cast? It's what, 17? Or is it
In
12?
in green, I know there's 12, but there's also other more expensive things that cost get reduced.
Yeah,
So I mean, it depends, but the one I can think off the top of my head is Galta, which is 12.
yeah. So, I mean, even if you're putting in 12 into X, you
Ooh.
should be good. So you're looking at the top 12 cards,
Yep.
anything mana value 12 or less onto the battlefield if it's permanent.
There might be some artifacts that are more expensive than 12, but I think there's one that's like 15. But yeah, 12 I would say in a big green stompy deck would be your average. Yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, you're going to be able to grab your lands, and those come in untapped. So
Yeah.
then anything else that you want to do after that
You'll have
is
mana
just
for.
gravy on top of that card.
Yep. I think my biggest G wave I've cast was with the Arabu deck back in the day when I still had that deck, and I think I cast it for I think it was like 27, 26, something like that.
Right.
And I went through the top of my deck, and because I had Sigarda's 8 on the battlefield, any artifact equipment that I flipped auto-equipped it to things.
Yeah.
And yeah, it wins games. It wins games, or it can restabilize you out of nowhere, especially if somebody just casted a board wipe and you're sitting there and you're just like, well, I have nothing in my hand. I mean, because most of the time I run out of things to do. I'm playing green. I have the mana. I'm going to use it.
Exactly.
And yeah, I agree. I don't even know why I didn't even consider that. Yeah, I should have
I mean,
considered
and
that.
then you pump as little as you need or as much as you need
Yeah.
into it, and then instant board state.
Yeah.
So, like you said, you're either going to restabilize or you're going to go in and you're probably going to grab a haste enabler
Yep.
be able to have the mana to do additional things if you've got cards in hand, and you may be able to snag the win out of that.
Yeah. Yep. I should start playing that again.
Do you have it in your Windgrace deck?
I don't, but the reason why I don't have it in Windgrace is the deck's fast enough. I don't think that would actually benefit me.
Okay.
And I mean, I think in Windgrace I run every tutor that I can.
Okay. Yeah.
So, and I even think I cut the the creature tutor, the green one. Why can't I
Worldly
think of
Tutor.
it? Yeah, I cut Worldly Tutor out of it because I don't really care about my creatures in the deck. They're more just there to help block or get me extra lands or play them from my graveyard.
Okay.
So I'm constantly board wiping and everything just to destroy everybody else's stuff. So I could see G-Wave working in there, and I had it in there when I initially built the deck,
Right.
and it worked very well. It did what I needed it to do. But the one time I did it and I lost my Praetor's Council, it upset me.
No.
Yeah, so that's when I was like, no, I'd rather just play something like what is that card? I have other ways to draw. I can't think of what it is, but with Windgrace as well, like him being able to pitch a land to be able to draw to, I don't really need to have something where I just throw everything back onto the field. And most of the time, I hold I hold everybody hostage because I run. Oh yes, I'm that kind of person. I run Predacious Deed,
Right.
which is my favorite enchantment in that deck because I'm just like, it doesn't kill planeswalkers, so I'm like, do something. I'll pop this. Like, I'll pop it for 0. Get rid of all your tokens. Like, I don't care. I'll get it back from the graveyard next turn. So, like, for me, I don't care about my board state, really.
Yeah.
And the way I play my deck, I don't really care whether I have things on the battlefield because I can kind of control the field just off from the graveyard recursion and the other things that I have in the deck. But it was in there once upon a time, and it does put in work. And I know the right call is to have it in there because I could see it helping. But it's just one of those things where that one time it upset me because I needed the Praetor's Council and I flipped it and it went into the graveyard, and at the time I didn't run enough graveyard recursion.
Oh yeah.
And it burned me. So I was like, nope, this is coming out of the deck. It's the
gotta
worst
go.
card. Yeah, I got so angry at it. And now looking at it, I'm like, oh, why didn't I put that in my Terry the Terrible deck? That 100% should go into that deck because it's like, it just makes sense.
Yeah.
So
There you
yeah.
go.
I'm mad at myself for not thinking about that.
Now you
See,
gotta
this
find a
is
card
the
to
issue
cut,
with Magic.
which is the
That's
hardest part. The hardest
yeah,
part of deck building is finding a card to cut.
100%. And I've been really good lately, and I have not been like, all right, I'll just cut a land.
Yeah, that was what I was saying. It's like,
I have
can I
stopped
cut a
doing
land?
that.
Do I need to cut a land?
I will be completely honest though. When I'm in green and I'm heavier into green, I've started cutting Soul Rings
Yeah.
and Soul Rings and Arcane Signets.
Okay.
I cut those a lot of the time while I'm in green because if you can't ramp yourself in green, you're doing something wrong. I would rather run a 2 cost look for target land than a Soul Ring any day of the week. But that's only if I'm heavy green. If I'm not heavy green, or if I want to be able to like speed up, like I have it in Windgrace. I understand I could cut it from Windgrace is kind of what I was thinking. But yeah, man, that is a good card. I forget how good that is. And that once upon a time was an expensive card.
It was, and now you can grab it for a quarter.
Yeah.
It's funny how the cost of Magic cards just kind of fluctuates with the times.
I am okay with reprints. I know a lot of people get mad, but Magic is a card game. It is not an investment.
It is. That it is.
Yeah.
Well, we have talked about a lot of different cards today.
Yes.
So let me ask you the hard question.
All right.
If you had to narrow it down and only play one of these cards, which one would you pick as the absolute best?
All right, I have to go with Praetor's Council. I'm
Okay.
gonna go with Praetor's Council, but it's only because I would feel like I'm betraying Praetor's Council, and it's done so much for me. It's won me so many games,
Yep.
but I will say it's only like a 0.0001 ahead of the creature you said, because the mythic creature, the
Elder
greater
Gargaroth.
or elder, yes. Only because I forgot how crazy that creature was. I can't believe for 5 you just get all of that. Like I remember seeing that card come out going, "Oh, this card is amazing." But then
Yep.
it's only been printed twice now, and
Yeah,
one of them was in a
yeah, not
pre-con.
a whole lot. Yeah.
Yeah, and nobody seems to talk about it, and it doesn't see that much play. So that is, if we took the Praetor's Council out, that would have been the
That
winner.
would be second place. Yep.
100%, I would have gone with that.
So,
I
so
have to say
that's the goal for the coming year. Bring back Elder Gargaroth.
yes, man. I'd even be okay with a secret layer print. Like, give me a
I'd be
secret
down
layer
with it.
print of it. Like, yeah,
Yep.
um,
Secret Lair Elder Gargaroth.
yeah, yeah. Now, what about you? Out of all the cards we talked about,
I would have to say Elder Gargaroth is up there.
Mhm.
But I got to go with Genwave, I think, because
Yeah,
it is such a versatile card. You know, like what we just said, we can reestablish a board, or it can really be that win con that we need it to be.
yeah. And I mean, it fits well in any green deck, no matter your strategy, whether it be
Yep.
graveyard, whether it be big stompy, counters, tokens. I like, yeah, it is probably the most well rounded out of all of the cards we were talking about, where it can just go into anything.
Oh
So,
yeah.
oh yeah, I agree. I agree with that. Like, I don't think you would want to run some of the cards we talked about in every green deck. Actually, some of the cards you probably shouldn't put in every green deck, but yeah,
But I think that's one that could easily. I think Praetor's Council and Genwave could easily go in just about every green deck.
yeah, just
And
about
Elder
every green
Gargaroth,
deck.
because that's
It really, I mean, just off from pure value alone, I don't even care if you're like kind of splashing green.
yeah.
Like, it's still, it just makes sense to play it. Oh,
There's
and I'm
just
mad
so
at,
much value in it.
yeah, and I'm
Not
mad that well, no, I'm just mad that I forgot it existed.
Oh
Like, it just, but again, Magic has thousands and thousands and
yeah, it
thousands of
does.
cards,
It's
and
hard to remember them all.
yeah, just
Yeah.
like I'm terrible with names. I can remember, I can tell you what cards do, and I can go, yes, there's a card that does everything that card does. I can't remember its name though. Yes, yeah.
Yeah. All right. So where can folks find you again?
Yeah, everybody can find me on Instagram, and it is at JustCardboardMTG.
All
And
right.
I'm always posting, always there, always down to play some spell tables. So yeah,
All right. Good
just hit me
deal.
up.
Well, this has been another episode of The Best Card in Magic. I'm Seth, your Mild Mannered Mage, and for Pat at Just Cardboard Magic, we just want to wish everyone some happy magicking. We'll see you next time.